Welcome to the Gussets and Go Days podcast, episode number 3. My name is Christina, and this is my podcast about knitting, stitching, and any other crafting endeavours that I get up to. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll jump right in with my knitting. So I've got a couple of finished objects I'd like to share with you. So one of them is, first one, my Selbu mittens. They're absolutely beautiful. I really love them. I just finished blocking this morning. I used the pattern, the Selbu mitten pattern by Skeindeer knits. It was a really fun knit. And I used the Rauma phenol garn in the red and the unbleached neutral, which is coming up a little bit white there, but it is more of a cream. And I'm so happy with these mittens. I'm going to put them on. Okay. There we are. So this is the first time I've done such a complicated colourwork pattern. You know, so full, rather than just one motif. It's all over colourwork. You seen enough? You've not seen enough. There we are. And I have blocked them. I did as Ellie Skeindeer suggested, and I made mitten blockers. I bought from Amazon some foam board. It's the 3mm wide, deep, and I drew around my hand. I don't know if you can see. So I drew around my hand on a piece of paper, and then I drew around the mitten as it was. So my hand was a little bit bigger than the mitten. Totally my fault. I should have gone up a needle size. And then the line here was how I wanted the mitten to be to fit comfortably. And I did the same for the thumb. But I ended up with a thumb and a board template. It doesn't cut very smoothly. I did manage to stretch out the mittens enough. I was really disappointed when I finished them because one of them was a little bit bigger than the other one, which fit better, but they were both too small, and it was across here. It just felt too tight, and the thumb of the pattern is quite forward facing. Comes out the front. And I don't know, my thumb seems to not come out that way so much. It seems to be more of a sideways thumb. How do you give this kind of technical detail? Anyway, it worked. It was a little bit tricky to pull them on, but when they were wet, I soaked them in Tuft Woolen's sock soap, which I ordered all the little samples of because I didn't know what fragrance I'd like, and I'm a little bit fussy about smells, and this is her vanilla almond, and they are heavenly. And my only critique of all the liquid soaps which I've used, including Soak and what's the other one? Eucalyptus? No, Eucalan. Is you can smell it in the water, but you can't smell it so much on the finished garment. Maybe I'm not using enough. But this I can still smell, and it smells delicious, and I can't wait to try all the other ones. But soaked it in some water. I stretched it over my mitten blocker, which I don't think I'm going to get more than 2 uses out of. One of them bent quite badly as I was squeezing it on. Anyway, point is that these little rough edges were a little bit catchy inside, and they did leave me some can you see them? Like foamy bits. So I now have the joy, oh, I don't know, like scratching it out bit by bit, and that's really annoying. I don't know. At least they fit. Maybe I'll get some sellotape and just on the inside. But absolutely love them. There's the other one. There's the other one. So yay! I'm gonna wear them just as an everyday mitten, but they are going to have their first outing on Thursday when I go to a Swedish church for carol singing. Not for me to sing, to listen to some carol singers. And then we have mulled wine and saffron buns, and my beautiful Swedish friend is taking me, who's lovely, so I get her company too, and I'm sure she will appreciate my little mittens. Anyway, I think that's enough said. Maybe mention the yarn. So I used a Norwegian yarn, which Ellie Skeindeer recommends, and they were a little bit rough in the ball. It's got a little bit of a, I don't know how to describe it, very dry, little bit crispy, like dried grassy almost. Anyway, once it's been blocked, it's soft and got like, it's a little bit furry. Yeah, very tickly around your neck, but not, I don't have sensitive wrists, so yay for me. I can't wait to wear them. They came out so nicely and all my uneven stitches really evened out. I can't wait to wear them. Yay! Okay, stop the gushing. Next finished object are my these are my Christmas socks. I knit them using Giddy Yarns. There we go. And all the info. Cover my face. Is it? There we go. So it is the Christmas stocking colourway. This was her sock set. So you got the two colours. I made a slight mistake on the heel. So I do cuff down 68 stitches. I did 20 rows I think of 1x1 rib. I did as much leg as I wanted, which is what, 5 inches, 5.5. I should, because you don't get that much yarn, I think I should have stopped a bit higher. I mean, I had enough, but I was worried towards the end I wouldn't have enough. Anyway, when I did the fish lips kiss heel, on one of the socks I accidentally had got too many stitches on the back rather than the front. I don't know how that happened. So one has a slightly bigger heel than the other one. I mean, it's only 2 stitches, so this is the bigger one. This is the smaller one, so a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There we are. They are beautiful. They are much darker in the knit than they are in the ball, which I thought was really interesting. Still very beautiful. I'm glad to have those finished. It is worth noting I only had this much left. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's so little yarn left. When I do my vanilla socks with 100-gram skein, I've got a significant ball left, and then I put some in my blanket, my sock blanket, and some of it I keep for swaps, which I've not done a swap, but you know, when I do, I need some minis to swap. So towards the end, in fact, the whole second sock, I'm knitting the whole thing going, I'm not going to have enough, 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 maybe I'll have enough, no I won't have enough, I don't know, maybe I'll have enough. So the second sock I didn't enjoy knitting. If I had a scale, which I don't have, then maybe I wouldn't have been worried. Note to self, buy a scale. I have the kitchen scale with the needle and the little plate on the bowl on the top. That will not measure 1 gram. That will measure 25 grams, I think, is one notch on my scale. I didn't think that was accurate enough. I tried to use it in the past and it didn't work, so yes, there is enough. I am a UK size 6. I do 68 stitches. That is a significant leg. You know, if I'd have done really short ones, well, I wouldn't have worn them, probably, very often, but I wouldn't have worried. So, anyway, yay, they're done. I'm going to block them in some tuft woolens later on today, because it's lovely. Shippy. Okay. What else do I have to show you? I'm going to show you my advent calendar. So I got the Norah George advent calendar, which I have put, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to tip it up. I may regret this, but let's have a look up there. They are hung most precariously on the wall with a couple of nails. The white ones are the Norah George. The little brown manila envelopes are the So Sweet Violet. I shouldn't have bought 2. They're beautiful, I'm so glad I have them, but it was a bit of a luxury purchase. That's fine. I will show you my work in progress, which are the Pixel Rising socks. Oh, I don't know. Kemper is the design. Kemper Wray is the designer. If you have got the Norah George advent calendar, she has not put the same colour in everybody's. So number 1, number 2, number 3 will not be the same for everyone. She's put them in randomly. So if you don't want to see the ones that I have, to not spoil your surprise, then look away. I'll let you know when you can look again. So these are the yarns I've got so far. I hand wind all my balls. Beautiful. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And this is what I'm making. I'm going to stand up so I can show you better. First time I've done a toe-up sock, but I did the Turkish cast on, and I did the toe, and then it's so hard to see on this yarn. You're meant to use high contrasting, so you will see how it, I don't know, twinkles into the next one. You can't really see it on this, but each row incorporates a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more of the next colour, and then the next colour. So I've done only the pink, the green, the purple, and today I'll do the orange, which seems a little bit darker than the rest. So we'll see how that goes in. I think they have more of an ombre effect. And to me, they are very nutcracker. They're very the land of toys, or the land of sweets, or whatever that land is called. With the sugar plum fairies. And this little stitch marker. Isn't that lovely? That is from my So Sweet Violet advent calendar, and it goes perfectly. I'm so happy. Oh, look at him move. Yay. Okay, I'm silly. But yes. And this has been living quite roomily in the bag that I got from the So Sweet Violet. From her advent calendar, which is this beautiful bag. Very generous in size, with her little little stamp, and she's got her logo stamped inside. It's so sweet. So sweet indeed. As we're on it, I'll show you the other little bits and bobs I've got so far from her advent calendar. So as well as the little pom-pom and the bag. Oh yes, here we go. I got this notions pouch, drawstring with the little stamp again. I will give it an iron. It was packaged in half, so I will iron that. The wrapping. Oh my gosh, the wrapping. It was wrapped up like this, with this very pretty Cath Kidston style. That's day 12. I wasn't going to hang that off this already precariously balanced business going on there. And inside we got this very sweet lavender bag. And today's was this stitch marker with a freshwater pearl, a little bead, and it's rose gold. And I think you just hook this one inside the bag, I think. Is that what it's for? I think you put that in there. Well, that's what I'm going to do with it. Just dingle dangle that inside. Maybe even just drop that in the pocket so it doesn't catch. I think she'd mentioned that before, that you can do that. Did she? Maybe she did. Anyway, this advent calendar has made my advent so far just spectacular. Every day I really look forward to getting up, and I've enjoyed knitting. I'm doing one sock at a time. I will make them match, so I don't know what I'll do with the rest of the skeins, the mini skeins, but you know, we'll do something with them. They're not going to go to waste at all. Which I guess, moving on to the what I do with my scraps, because I will have plenty, and I've been working on a very long-term project, which is the granny stripe blanket, designed by Attic24. Just remove my hook. Oh, I'm stuck. There we are. So this is how much I've got. I started from this end and I've gone all the way through. That looks like one big section, but those are actually different yarns. And until here. So these are every one of these are socks that I've knitted, or a turban. That's from my angel face turban. This last one is from my money honey turban. The rest are all socks, all fingering weight. These little bits are sport. I don't know if I'll put sport in again, because you can see the knot, a magic knotting. Refocusing. That is a knot. Anyway, it irritates me that I can see that, so I don't know if I will put in any more sport weight yarn. But it's a massive blanket. I mean, no one's going to notice a knot. I'll notice the knot and that will annoy me, but no one else will. To do this, I cast on, I believe, 302 stitches, and I've crocheted it. Did I say it was a crochet? I probably said it was knitting. It's crochet with a 3mm hideous hook. Actually, I'm not enjoying so much. After half an hour I need to just stop because it doesn't feel nice on your hands. I need to get one of those ones with the nice handle so it feels good. And just for reference, how long is it? I should have used a bigger hook, I think, because in comparison to everyone else's on Ravelry that have used the same number of stitches, mine is coming out really small. Really small. Which is fine because I will use it as a lap blanket, but I was expecting it to be bigger. So it's 46.5 inches wide, or 119. 119 or 46.5. That's enough just for me as a lap blanket in the sofa. I probably wouldn't sleep under that though, because as I'd move around it would all, you'd all be exposed and cold. That's a little bit smaller than I thought, but it's beautiful. I'm really happy with it. I couldn't do the knitted square blanket, the Cozy Memories blanket, because I would be too concerned with the placement of every square. That would really drive me crazy. If I put something in the wrong place, I'd have to take it out and put it somewhere else, and I don't think that's really in the spirit of it, you know? It should be random, and this doesn't bother me that it's random. And there's something about having your own projects in. I mean, I look at other people's striped granny stripes and I think they're pretty, but I look at mine and I think, oh, I remember that one, oh, I remember that one. And it's just a really nice feeling. And until you make your own, I just don't think that you can really get it. I didn't get it until I started it, and I started it because I was getting all of these extra bits of yarn. I didn't really know what to do with them. I was not going to throw them away. But I don't do scrappy projects in general. I don't do small projects. I buy the yarn for the project, and once the project's done, I've got the extra. I'm not going to use it again. I don't have anything specific I'm going to use it for. I don't have much space, so this was what I did, and I'm really, really pleased with it. I've been saving up my scraps to do some more on it, because I find that once I get into it, I want to do more than just one little scrap ball. So maybe I'll save up 3 or 4, and then I can spend an afternoon putting them in. So that's the plan. I've got those 2 tiny little balls to go in next, which will be fun. And from these are all my leftovers, which I've kept back for swaps. I started off with really quite small ones, and then I thought that was a bit mean, so then I went to bigger ones. So they're all different sizes. And I don't have a swap partner, and I don't really know how you get a swap partner, to be honest, but when I have a swap partner, I've got the goods. So keep that in mind, swap partner, if you're out there. Alright, sorry, just, you know, looking across the bed on all of the assortment of projects that I've laid out today, I think we are done with the knitting. Yeah. I'm still working on my Slytherin scarf, which has not grown. I received the extra yarn because I'd run out of yarn. I received that yesterday. And then I started doing a bit more, and I did maybe 2 centimetres last night before bed. I need to get a wiggle on with that. I will do a hat. Don't have a pattern in mind, but something that will match, something with, I think, ribbing that he can turn up across here, and then I guess stripes. We'll see. I've done quite wide stripes on the scarf, so for a boy's hat I don't think I can make the same width. Otherwise that's going to be too long a hat, so I might have to do narrower. Maybe I could do the body of the hat in one colour and then the ribbing section in another. We will see. And then for his daddy, I thought maybe I could do some kind of cowl. Maybe all in grey with a little bit of green, just so, because he's a Slytherin too. Maybe he would like that. He's not really a scarf kind of a guy, I can't imagine. And they do lots of long walks. So maybe he would like that. We'll see. Cows are useful. Anyway, I've got one last project to share with you, and I've not started it yet, but it's the Butterick B6413. I've made it before, but I need a dress to wear for a masquerade ball, and I'm going to make it in bright red and just whack a fishtail on the bottom. That's what I'll be doing today. I'll be doing this today and making a Christmas cake and knitting a scarf and, you know, day off. Idle hands and all that, so yeah, lots to do. I am not taking part this year in Vlogmas, though I will be doing a couple of Christmas specials just to share with you my Christmas makes that I've done. Every year I try and do a couple of little projects for the tree or to decorate my room. I have a lovely biscuit tin which is plastic canvas, which you will definitely want to see. That was a big project. That was a crazy project, but it's beautiful. So that will be coming in the next few days, I hope. And I have taken a little bit of kind of vloggy content, so I will put that in there too. Christmas cake making, chocolate, hot chocolate drinking, and oh yeah, I filmed putting this up, which is actually quite a hilarious video because I sped it up and it's just me in a dressing gown just perched on this in the most ridiculous health and safety hazard kind of a way. That could have gone wrong, but it didn't, and I got it up in the end. So that's all for today's episode. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you want to catch me on Instagram, I am Gussets and Go Days there. On Ravelry, I am Gussets and Go Days. Those are the two places that I exist and use. So feel free to come and say hi. I would be really happy to meet you or chat with you or whatever. And until next time, see you soon. Bye guys.